What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update, as I'm sure you guys have all probably seen the news on Joe Biden, him dropping out of the presidential race as the DNC's front runner. This is no surprise, no shock to the folks on the right, especially those who have been, following the journey with RetroStef. We've been preaching that this was, the next step. That the left's been desperate, they're panicking. We've seen that they've been trying to replace Joe, or hinting at it for some time now. It was just a matter of time before it come. I'm excited to get this clip, see exactly what's going on here, the updates. So we get straight to the clips, and I'll save my thoughts for the back end, guys. Definitely stick around to the end. So I get my thoughts on the back end, and also YouTube push this video out. Definitely stick around to the end, you guys. But let's get straight to the news. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys hit that like button for me, and also hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
He agreed to step aside, and quote, he has no intention of endorsing Kamala Harris. That's a huge problem. Who's supposed to be next in line if the president can no longer carry his duties? It's supposed to be his vice president. And now again, we come to that same fundamental problem. We're 3 months away from election day, maybe 4 months, I don't know, didn't do the calendar math. You get the point. We're really close to election day, and not only are Democrats talking about pulling their candidate off the ballot, but they're also talking about scrapping the vice president, essentially, and just building a brand new ticket in a way. Even if Kamala Harris stays on as vice president, it's still a brand new ticket. It doesn't make any sense. It would signal utter dysfunction, and on top of all of it, it probably also wouldn't go so well with young voters and people of color, as Sonny Hostin puts it.
Kamala, if she is leapfrogged and there's just some open convention, no Democratic nominee can win without the black vote. Black women will not support Kamala Harris being looked over. Why? Because she is ready, overlooked. But she is ready to be the president. She's been in the Oval Office with him. She's been in the Situation Room with him. How dare people suggest that she is incompetent? But isn't this
It's possible that if they skipped over Kamala Harris, that would be viewed as the ultimate FU to black voters across the nation. You mean to tell me that that's your genius play, Democrats? To drop your candidate right ahead of the election, snub the vice president, snub all the black voters who support her, and then pick some random no-name Democrat because he's a regular harmless-looking white dude? I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I know everybody wants to be ahead of the curve. They're gonna be the one who predicted that Joe Biden was gonna drop out of the race 2 years ahead of when it happened. As cool as that might be, I just can't rationalize it. The political calculus seems, frankly, idiotic, especially when you consider how badly Joe Biden's doing with black voters, and by the way, it continues to get worse.
There was a poll out today, a poll of African-American women showing a 31-point drop in support from 2020 to 2024 in terms of plans to vote for President Biden.
Yeah, snubbing your vice president, who's supposedly this historic figure, the first female black vice president in American history, doesn't exactly seem like a good play. And what's the other option? Going with Kamala Harris? Well, also probably not a good idea, considering some of the latest polls have her down by 10 points in some of the most important swing states. Look at this. She's obviously not the candidate. The way I see it is the way I've seen it for a while now. Democrats had the option to replace Joe Biden. That was like 8 months to a year ago. That's when they had the option. Now it's obviously too late. Even if they could do it, the question is, should they do it? And also another question that should be asked is, can they do it? Is Joe Biden going to accept stepping down? Again, doesn't exactly seem in his character, and after all the reports and speculation that supposedly he was stepping down, it seems the Biden White House is countering the claims. Biden drops a new statement hinting that he's not dropping out anytime soon. His biggest fan and favorite shill, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is also leaping to his defense in her typical TikTok vlog style.
The president is old. The president is very old. Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi. There is no safe option. If you are the kind of politician that genuinely wants to be president of the United States, a lot of those folks don't want that. They don't want to be shooed in 8 weeks before an election starts. Because let me tell you something. People think this election is in November. The convention is in 4 weeks, and early ballots go out. The first early ballots in this country go out 4 weeks after that. This election is not in November. It's in September. My community does not have the luxury of accepting loss in July of an election year.
Yada, yada, yada. We can't replace Joe Biden, and something about neo-Nazism. I don't know. You know what it feels like is less that Joe Biden is willing to step down, and more like Democrats are trying to force him to step down. You know, there's a word for that. It feels more like a coup. And again, I will state, I don't think coups are necessarily inspiring confidence in the voter. I don't think last-minute desperate coups against your presidential candidate is how you convince people that you got everything under control. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. As per usual with these things, it's hard to predict.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Liberal Hive Mind. I'll definitely be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below for those you want to go over there and check that out. Also, guys, go over there and show our friend Liberal Hive Mind a bit of love. Oh my goodness, guys. As we already know, this has happened. Joe Biden has been forced to step down. The coup was successful. They have overthrown Joe Biden as the DNC's front runner, you know, the leading candidate. Really wondering how much confidence the Democrats has in the, you know, the next candidate now. They know that Joe Biden is out. They've all been, you know, rallying behind this guy, Joe Biden, saying that they don't see anything wrong with, you know, his state, his condition. We even got AOC here putting it on display for us, guys, that Trump derangement syndrome. She's going to lay it out there, say he's the R word, say he's a neo-Nazi, and then go to say, you know, Joe Biden's old, so is Trump. That's their biggest excuse that they have been trying to, you know, put out there. That's a cop-out. We know that Joe Biden is old beyond being able to serve as president. We've been saying this for some time now. Not sure how people like AOC, folks on the left, didn't see this coming. And then we got Sunny Hostin, who's also got a bit of derangement to say that she is going to be, her and all her fellows, she's speaking for all minorities, all black votes within the Democratic Party, when she says they're going to be upset. They're going to lose support of minorities for sure now if they don't go with Kamala Harris as the replacement for Joe Biden, at least on the ticket somewhat. We all know that the minority ship has sailed a long time ago. All those votes dwindled when folks were seeing, you know, the debate, the horrendous debate that Joe Biden put up. You know, that 90-minute debate, I feel like that's what iced the cake. You can't sit up here and try to tell the minority voters that they didn't just see what their eyes saw up there on a debate, you know, and this wasn't even live, you know, this is pre-recorded. Joe had everything placated into his favor and he still couldn't show up, at least put a, you know, a good foot forward on the debates. He absolutely got, you know, the floor mopped with himself. Donald Trump took full advantage of this man, and that right there is what sunk the ship, guys. You know, it peeled the band-aid off of that open gunshot wound, and everyone can see that the left is bleeding. There is no way that they have, you know, this guy Joe Biden as their point guard, the guy who they're going to have walk into the White House later on this year. We've already seen what he can do, and it's not very much. This update is, of course, more great news for the right. You know, all of us Trump supporters, those who are working towards making America great again, you know, seeing the left in such shambles, panicking like this. They're certainly not on one accord. It seems like the left is just separated into, you know, bits and pieces. There's been an explosion on the left, and I'm not sure how they're going to recover from this one. It just seems like it's far too late for any candidate, any challenger to come up and step against Donald Trump. It would have needed to be Joe Biden taking some sort of limitless pill, you know, and getting some quick wits, you know, and sharpness about himself in order to, you know, snap things, shift it back in shape. But we've seen that that door is now being shut as Joe Biden has simply thrown in the towel, saying, hey, guys, get someone else to do it. Quitting his job on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, this guy is making history for sure. You guys got to definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Who replaces Joe Biden? Also, make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out to as many Facebook friends as possible. You guys share the truth. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. It doesn't cost you one thing. You guys hit that like button for your boy, and also hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one.